Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about soil sampling with a soil probe. Kind of the most critical thing is to ensure that you take enough samples to encompass the variability that you'll find across the field. You know, one or two probes, although easy, is not really going to tell the whole story. When fertilizer prices are elevated and grains low and we got tight margins, having good soil test data to base decisions on is critical. When we're out sampling, we need to kind of define what our strategy is going to be. Are we going to do composite samples? Are we going to do grid, zone? And if we're going to grid, how big are our grids going to be? All kind of decisions that are up to the farmer about how strictly or how diligently they want to manage the input. So kind of as a rule of thumb, and for most NRDs in the state of Nebraska, maximum sample is going to be about 40 acres in size for our subsoil nitrate program. So in this field here we're in today, we're only at 32 acres, so this is going to be one sample for this field in a composite strategy, both on a surface and a subsoil nitrate sample. You know, using this field as an example too, would you want to do zones or grids or just leave as composite? You know, that's a good question. Knowing the history of the field, you know, this used to be flood irrigated. So we know we've had some yield variability based on water not getting across the field some years when it's super dry. We know that this field was at one time farmed kind of in a 1/3, 2/3 rotation. So there's soybeans on every year, and now we've been farming it, you know, uniformly, but there could still be that residual effect. And there's also been some manure applications. When the pivot went up, we did have a lateral go across with some electrical work and some piping. So we do have some strips that might have some disturbance in them. So knowing all that, I think probably a grid sample program on this field would be a little bit better. It is a high yielding environment, so if we can really put the nutrients where we need and not where we have plenty of fertility, that's just going to make our bottom line even better on this field. So those are just some considerations to think about when you're trying to figure out what your sample strategy is going to be for taking your samples. Most critical thing is to control your depth with every sample. The probes that we provide from Oakfield have hash marks at the 6-inch mark, so I know I'm going to go try about 2 inches over that. I have a little scuff here on the edge. Common question when soil sampling is, can I use WD-40 or some other lubricant? We say generally, absolutely, especially dealing with nutrient samples. As you get into more specific biological analysis, say nematodes and or PLFA, we'd probably ask you to not use a lubricant just to prevent any interferences with those analysis. So when sampling, you can see the field we're in today is a ridge till field. So what is the strategy here? Am I going to take everything from the ridge, between the ridge? You know, it's kind of up to each farmer on what they want to do. But based on knowing the controlled traffic of the field, I'm going to try to do a sample about 2 samples in the ridge or around the ridge, and then maybe to every one that I take truly in between, as that's going to be the area where my crops will be taking the most nutrient pull from. So I'll just go around the field, start right here. I'm going to remove a little bit of material from the top. I don't want to get any residue in there, and that's kind of just some dirt that's been thrown up with harvest. So kind of get down to the level. Take my proper depth, pull it up, ensure that I've got my full core in the probe, which I do. It's going to slide. It's sliding out really nice and easy. Put it in the bucket, and now I just got to do that a dozen more times, and we'll have our sample for the lab. So as I mentioned, you know, sometimes we need to take subsoil nitrate samples based on the different requirements in NRD. So where we are today in Central Platte, we're going to take an 8 to 36-inch deep nitrate sample. So here we're going to take our subsoil sample. We've already taken our 8-inch, so we're just going to go right back down the same hole we've created. There's one length. And our probes are already got our markings of every sample here, so we know how deep we're going to need to go. So It's a 12-inch probe, so now that we've gone 12, 24, and we're at 36 inches. So with all sampling, clearly label all the bags so we know what the sample, who it belongs to, what the goal is, what the IDs are, so you'll know what's going on when you get the results. Now we do have a area where you can put your sample depth, intended crop yield goal. You know, I'm not sure what we want to do next year for a crop, so I'm just going to note my depth here, 0 to 8 inches. And then we'll go ahead and take our sample bag from our bucket here. Okay, now we're ready to take the sample to the lab. Now it's pretty critical for timely delivery. We don't need instant, but we do have a sample that's, the soil is pretty good temperature still. There's a decent amount of moisture, so if we were to leave this on a dash or in a corner of the shop where it's a little warm, we could cause some extra mineralization, not be true on our nitrate values, or some other biological measurements, say CO2 levels might be a little wonky, carbon. So we want quick delivery, but it doesn't have to be delivered overnight or go there right now, but timely delivery.